Hi, I'm Ryan Kimball, a certified ketogenic fasting health coach, serial biohacker, and personal counselor, and I'm the host of this podcast. On this podcast, we'll interview experts in their field and people at the top of their game, as well as share insights that I have gathered over the years. Thanks for taking some time to be with me today, and let's get right into it. All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode. So I wanted to introduce somebody this week, and she is a physician's assistant, a nutrition response testing practitioner, as well as a CellCore Biosciences representative. She has knowledge in a lot of different areas and helps a lot of different people. Her name is Tara, and I'm really looking forward to hearing about what she has to say. She's going to go over something that's very near and dear to many people's heart and give us a really interesting story and some actionable things that we can take away and use right away. So without further ado, here you are. Tara, let us know what you're all about.
First and foremost, thanks for including me on your podcast. It's exciting to be here and be part of it. So I am a physician assistant, first and foremost. That's my longest training. I finished PA school in 2009, got into internal medicine, and right out of the gate, I really wasn't into anything holistic at that point. I was really hoping to change people's lives, and working in internal medicine was just exhausting. People were coming in just having this expectation that changing their life was just not the option. It was, give me the pill that's going to fix me the fastest. And already that just wasn't resonating with me. I spent a lot of years in orthopedics, where I still am currently working per diem as an orthopedic urgent care physician assistant. My husband owns a large practice together. We own that in Buffalo, New York. We own 3 offices now. We've been expanding like crazy, especially over the last couple of years. And we have 5 nutrition practitioners. We have nutrition coaches. We have a chiropractor. We have massage therapists. We just added 2 nurse practitioners. And then we have actually a DO that's coming on with us as well. And for years, my husband was trying to get me to go back and learn nutrition response testing, which is what we practice at our Synergy Nutrition and Wellness. And I was resistant to it for a long time. Made some changes in my own life working with him, and realized, wow, the wins on this side of the fence, meaning the holistic arena, are a lot different than what I'm doing as a physician assistant, where I'm chasing symptom and I want to get to root cause like you're doing. So I went back and learned muscle testing, and I see nutrition patients about 8 hours a week. Very rewarding. A lot of people end up with us just simply because the medical system has failed them. It's really nice to have a way to help them. Lastly, I work for CellCore Biosciences. That actually is my main job at this point. I wear many hats, but that one is my main job, and representing them and teaching and educating practitioners that are like-minded about their products and ways that they can help patients is just really rewarding.
Wow, that is awesome. Absolutely incredible. That amount of action and energy in life is always inspiring. So we're so happy to have you here as well. So I really wanted to go over today a little bit of the story you mentioned briefly earlier when we were talking about how you actually came to child and what you went through and how this changed you and your relationship with helping others.
Absolutely. So that is definitely the story that's nearest and dearest to my heart. Let's see, almost 12 years of infertility, actually a little more than what I thought. I'm 42 right now. For many years, I was trying to get pregnant, really trying to control everything, and getting really frustrated every month when just things weren't happening. And I'm going to baby showers and my friends are having kids, and now this person's pregnant and that person's pregnant. And it really was really wearing on me. I really didn't have it in me to go through things like IVF, and no disrespect to anyone who's done that. Obviously, having a child is such a deep desire. So in whatever way you get there that's comfortable with you, that is amazing. For me, it just didn't resonate well. I did some very simple blood work and things at fertility specialist, and ended up just doing one non-medicated IUI trying to get pregnant. And when I didn't, it was just devastating. And it was after that I realized I just can't, I feel like I'm trying to artificially make something happen that's just not happening on its own. Now, all the while, I've been in the later years starting to clean up the way I was eating, how I was taking care of myself. I always made myself a healthy person, but health has been redefined several times as I continue to learn more, and just trying to work through, am I taking the best care of myself? Working through different supplements that were meant to help with infertility. I went to acupuncture, just so many things I did. The biggest thing for me was when I went on a trip with a couple of my friends, and I was on a flight to Savannah, Georgia, and I was reading a book on the plane. It was called The Universe Has Your Back by, let's see, Gabby Bernstein, I think her name is. And there was a section of the book where she was talking about her infertility struggles. And she talked about this story. It was just like, wow, I could read myself on every single page of all these words that she was saying. This is me. I'm just trying so hard to control it. And I finally said, I'm going to do exactly what she did. And what she did was she wrote it down on a piece of paper, her biggest desire, which was to have a child. She put it in what she referred to as the holy triangle. I didn't know what that was. So I bought a very pretty box with an etched tree on it. And I wrote it on the paper and I put it in the box. And I said, that's it. It's in God's hands, and what's meant to be will be. And that was a really big moment for me to just release that to something so much bigger than me.
Wow.
So that's the first piece of it.
Wow, that's incredible. Very incredible.
Yeah.
And congratulations now that you have been pregnant and had a child. But tell us, what is the second part of it?
Yeah, so that piece was really big for me, just to mentally stop thinking about things so much, stop trying to control it, keeping track of my cycle every month. Am I ovulating? Am I not? What day of the month is it? Just all these things that were just so restrictive. I was like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. It was taxing on my own health. It was taxing on my husband, and it just couldn't continue that way. It was just destructive. So I let it go. I continued to take care of myself. My husband actually was in Texas learning from a physician, Dr. Roby Mitchell. Let's see, that would have been 2020, early 2020. He went down to Texas to learn from this man to continue to grow our practice. And when he went down there, he was telling him about all these successes we've had. We've had all these wins, and we've gotten so many people better, and we've had infertility cases that we've had success with, and people have been able to get pregnant and have the children they wanted after failed IVFs and all this time. And he's like, but we can't figure out our own. Dr. Mitchell had handed my husband a natural progesterone cream supplement and said, call your wife and tell her to buy the car seat. So he calls me and he tells me this, and I'm like rolling my eyes like, okay, yeah, I've already let it go. I'm good with it. Yeah, I'm not so sure this cream is going to do the trick. So he came home. I did the cream the next month. It was just a cream I put on my arms on certain days of my cycle, made from natural materials, actually made from yams, and then got my thyroid in check was the other piece of it, with some products that we had learned about with Roby. And the next month I remember sitting in my kitchen, and I was like, I had no idea what day I was at in my cycle. I had completely stopped keeping track of everything. Like I said, I really had been adamant about letting it go. And I was like, I think I'm late. And then I took about 5 pregnancy tests because I just didn't believe 1 through 4, or even really 5, when they said they were positive, and I just couldn't believe it. So after all these years, 12 years of just really wanting something so badly, finally here it was. And I've had many negative pregnancy tests. I just couldn't believe that here I was finally pregnant after all these years.
Wow. Wow, that's
Amazing.
incredible. Wow. Okay. Yeah. A little bit of what exactly, so you applied this cream, and then you mentioned you got your thyroid in check. What did that entail?
Yeah. So your thyroid is just so important. It's the master gland. Any little thing that's off, it can just significantly cause just this trickle down effect, especially with women and fertility. So getting my lab work in better range, and just starting better range in our world, in the functional medicine world. Western medicine continued to tell me that my thyroid was fine, nothing was wrong. But as we worked with some of the new products, and I continued to clean up my body and detox things like metals and chemicals, then all of a sudden here I was with this perfect situation of letting go, the right products coming into my life. And it's just divine intervention with Dr. Roby. And now we carry his products in our office along with many other products. And we've just, 2 of my friends, actually, ironically, right around the same time I got pregnant, they were having trouble. And I was like, I'm going to apply the same exact things I learned with the 2 of you. And now all 3 of us have kids at max 6 months apart. All little built-in best friends, just from really honing in on nutrition and correcting the underlying root cause of what was going on.
Awesome. Wow, that makes a lot of sense, in that you were able to duplicate it with your friends. Just incredible. Mm-hmm. It's obviously provable to you when that happens, but then to do it with others, it's just multiplies your certainty on that. So let me ask you, what were the products that you ended up using that were workable for the detox that you mentioned and other things?
Yep. So this is a company actually called I'm Powered. It used to be called Dr. Fit. Dr. Mitchell was a PhD out of Texas who used to work in Western medicine in the emergency department and then started to have some of the same epiphanies that many of us holistic practitioners have had and stepped more into the thick world and developed a supplement line. So the first product I used was something called, he has some funny names for his products. So it's actually called PMS 911 was the previous name. Now I think it's just called progesterone cream, but it's a progesterone cream that's from yams. So yams can be a natural source of progesterone. So sometimes women have trouble maintaining once they're pregnant, if their progesterone levels drop off too much after conception, then the pregnancy is not viable. So the theory was use this days 15 through 25 of your cycle, and it will maintain the pregnancy because the progesterone hormone, which is necessary, was elevated using the cream. So that was a piece of the puzzle. And then there's another product that we use with them called Spark Plug, which essentially is a thyroid glandular from very well taken care of cows in New Zealand. And we use this all the time with our thyroid cases, patients that are on levothyroxine or hypothyroid that have been on medication, whether it be short-term, long-term, or just starting to be told, yeah, you need to go on something. We've corrected people's thyroids with this multiple times. And with the same product, I corrected my thyroid when I was pregnant. So those were the two main products that I was using. But of course, there was a lot of background cleanup, I like to say, before the terrain was sustainable for me to be able to maintain a pregnancy.
Okay. All right. So just to get that for anybody who's listening. So where does one find those products that you just mentioned?
So my husband's actually working with the company right now to bring it more to a wholesale market for other practitioners that do similar things like us. There aren't actually a lot of practitioners that carry these products. We carry them at Synergy. We do at times send them out to other clients that we work with virtually. So there is some potential to get it through. You can go right to I'm Powered as well and look there. But ultimately, they're looking to make this a wholesale practitioner line. So we've been working on that with them for the past actually several months. Dr. Roby actually unfortunately passed away last year. Jimmy and I were able to be with him, about a month and a half, 2 months before he passed away. And actually I traveled down there after I got pregnant. I was 7 months pregnant, or 8 months pregnant, actually, when I went down to visit with him. We knew that things weren't good. And it was just an amazing experience to actually go meet him and spend some time with him and really just thank him from the bottom of my heart that his knowledge and his products that he developed were a piece of the puzzle to me finally being able to have my baby.
Wow. Oh, that's really special and really amazing. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. Now, I wanted to ask you a little bit about, you mentioned terrain several times as you were going through this, and having your terrain cleaned up and shaped to be able to take advantage of these two amazing supplements. And I know you're also a CellCore Biosciences representative. So I assume that's part of the way you handle and clean up terrain. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
For sure. So there's many reasons why women are struggling with infertility these days, whether it's metals we're exposed to, whether it's women who have been on birth control for a long time. And it's not just the women, husbands as well, what's going on with what their toxic burden is. So with CellCore, some of the products that we use, one in particular is called HMET. So it stands for heavy metals and environmental toxins. And this product is very important to help clean up one thing specifically that can be related to infertility called glyphosate. So a lot of practitioners or holistic minded people listening will probably be familiar with that. So glyphosate is an herbicide or pesticide sprayed all over the foods we eat, and it can really be an issue. There's been a lot of cases that it's carcinogenic, that it's caused cancers in people, and they've actually lost some lawsuits. The company that makes glyphosate, or Roundup is the other name for it, Monsanto. So this product, HMET, is literally the only product on the market that will rid the body of glyphosate. So that is one thing that was something I had to consider. And that is something just sitting in my office right now. I saw a patient yesterday. We've been working with her case for some time, trying to get pregnant with her third. So I put her on HMET. That's one of the products from CellCore. Or actually, as you said, you watched the webinar last night with your wife. That new product, Estro. So many women are estrogen dominant, which can be an issue too. Now, I didn't have this product available to me when I was trying to get pregnant. I wish I did. It may have happened sooner, but God's divine timing. I'm very grateful for what's happened in my life. Now I have this product to use with other women as well. So I started, one of my friends who was in yesterday on this product as well, meant to clean up dirty estrogen, meaning if the liver's not functioning well, the estrogen isn't going to be clean. You're going to have estrogen dominance. So this is a product that can help just across the board, help balance hormones. It's adaptogenic. So it can be men or women that take this product. And oftentimes it's both that I recommend the husband and wife take this. So that's another product. Lastly, from the CellCore line, I like to think a lot about cleaning up the liver. So there's two products called Advanced TUDCA and KL Support. And those products will help clean up the liver so that the estrogen processing through the liver doesn't get into, there's different pathways that estrogen can go, and two of which are not the types of estrogens we want. They're not the right makeup, and they can, again, lead to that estrogen dominance. So cleaning up the liver, cleaning up glyphosate, eating clean, right? Because if we're cleaning up the body of these things, we don't want to be re-exposing ourselves, whether it's environmental exposures. I have women trying to get pregnant in my area that live by farms, and they're breathing glyphosate all the time. Your exposure to it, all of those things. So I wish there was one answer, but I do think it's an array of things, and we're fortunate enough to have the tools that we can help people reach this goal.
That's amazing. It's honestly absolutely incredible. Honestly, you can help someone through these. Obviously, there's a lot of different factors going on there, but it sounds like there's also a very clear-cut understanding and path with which to help people accomplish these things.
Yes.
Just to make sure I got everything, and for our listeners. So for you, it was a journey of letting go, letting a higher power have some say in the matter. Absolutely. And then also engaging in cleaning up your terrain, your physical body, and what's going on there with these different supplements, and then taking these two key supplements that helped you get fertile and get pregnant and have a child. Is that right?
Absolutely.
It sounds very doable. It sounds like somebody could do this and go out and apply it in their life right now. Like it's not something that's hidden, or that this is very workable. Would you say that is true for everybody?
I would, for sure. And I think that would be one of the things that I want to make sure, especially I know there's going to be men that listen that they're trying to have a family and their wife's going through these struggles. And I think the biggest thing is just making sure that women feel empowered, that they have these other options. The common thread with all of us, myself included, and I seem to attract all of the females that are trying to get pregnant in our office, the common thread is that we're all told the same thing. We can't really figure out what's going on, but here's that cookie cutter approach. Your blood work looks fine, and yet all this testing and this looks fine. And we're just going to go ahead and work you through some IVF or try IUIs or whatever. And just the financial commitment, the suppression of the failure of it when it happens, because it's all too common. And I see this all the time in the office. And when you just don't know that there's other options, it's just, you feel so defeated, especially not having that answer. Why am I not getting pregnant? Why isn't this happening? Still don't have an answer. And I think that's really where we miss the boat in Western medicine, is that there's things we're not looking at. There's things that we're not aware of, the metal toxicities, the glyphosate, really fine tuning in that functional health of the thyroid. Again, maximizing the liver detoxification process so we get out of the hormonal imbalances. And it just seems to be just this one size fits all approach. And I think it's important for families, women, husbands, men, to know that there are other ways that you can feel empowered, and you don't totally have to hand this over to somebody else that, may not have those answers for you.
Wow, very powerful stuff. Amazing. And I hope that anybody who listens to this understands that this is something that they can just go do. And speaking of which, if somebody wanted to get a hold of you and get assistance with this, what is the best way to reach out?
Yeah, so I'll give my CellCore email. It's Tara, Tara.Scaringi, Scaringi at CellCore, CellCore.com. That's my email address. I'm on Facebook as Tara Lynn, Taralynn. I am so passionate about this part of fertility, and I just know the struggles that you mentally, physically go through during these times. And one of my CellCore practitioners had just reached out to me yesterday. She has a couple near her that are same idea, struggling with infertility, and just want to ask me questions. And I'm like, absolutely. I'm an open book. If I can help someone reach the goal that I was finally able to attain, just knowing how gosh, how amazing it is. And to think that I had thought maybe I'd miss out on it. If I can help someone get through that, then I am more than willing to do that.
Amazing. Awesome. All right. And if one wanted to look at your website to get a little more information or book an appointment, could they log into that? Can you supply us with that info?
Absolutely. So our practice name is Synergy Nutrition and Wellness. We're located in Buffalo, New York, and we have 3 locations. Our cell phone number in the office is 716-264-4248. Our website is 716synergy.com. And we're also on Facebook as Synergy Nutrition and Wellness as well. Lots of testimonials that are on there. We're really interactive on that. And we see patients in the office, and we do see patients virtually as well. For anybody listening that wanted to work directly with us, we have 5 nutrition practitioners, and we would love to help more people.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate you being here today. And I'm sure some of the listeners here will be reaching out to you.
Yeah, I hope to hear from you guys. And if I had to say one other thing, just know that you are in control. Like, you are the one that can take the reins and make these kinds of things happen for yourself. Just don't take no for an answer. Keep looking for those things that resonate with you and make you feel like you're on the right path.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for listening to this podcast episode. As a biohacker and health coach, I am always interested in helping others improve their lives. So I'd like to extend this offer to you. Send me any question about your health or your life, and I will send you back a sincere answer with an actionable strategy that you can apply. No obligation. Just go to longevityfitnessandhealth.com and enter your question on the contact page, or check me out on Instagram at longevityfitnessandhealth and DM me. I've enjoyed bringing you this podcast episode today. Thanks, and have a great day.